my goodness. I am so excited to tell you all about the Sailor Moon Super Live. It was incredible. How many how many times did I cry? I didn't have any time to cry because my face was wrenched into a permanent smile. Um, and so, but I did have a headache from screaming. It was an hour and a half of just like pure lights and hype and joy and fun and Queen Beryl Mackinac tuxedo mask. Oh my god. Did I record it? I recorded one song. Because that was you're not allowed to like record a live stage performance. But they do let you record the last song. So I did. I recorded the last song and got some pictures, but otherwise, and I got pictures, before and after. But of the show itself, and I have pictures to show y'all of the trip, but yeah, of the show itself, only one song. Which was really nice. They could have just said, no pictures or video at all. Yeah, Kirtana, I'm so glad that you guys got to see it and I finally got to see it. We could all talk about it. Like they're going through the tour, right? So like everybody who went to see it is starting to see it, and so we can all talk about it, right? Yes, I'm very glad that I got a heads up from someone that they allow you to take out your phone for the last song. So I did like have it at the ready because they give you no warning. It's not like, okay, after this next song you can take video, or oh, you saw it last night. I know someone who went to last night's show too. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh, I hope you loved it so much. Yes, I had a permanent smile on my face the entire time. And just so much screaming and cheering and clapping and squeeing. Everybody cheering for their favorite character. I literally had a headache, and that and the lights, because we were in the 4th row. We were right in front of the stage, so the lights were bright, and just in our faces. There were times the lights were like shining directly at us. It was like, okay, wow, this is intense. And a lot of movement, a lot of flashing. Let me bring up a picture here. So, I saw the show in Columbus, Ohio. That was the closest show to me. So I was very happy then that they added that, because actually, I was going to have to go to Dayton or Pittsburgh, which is like 3 to 4 hours, each of those. Well, about three hours. I think it's 3 hours to Pittsburgh, 4 hours to Dayton. And so I was going to have to go to one of those. And they later added the Columbus, the Palace Theater in Columbus, which is a gorgeous theater. And so that one was only about 2 hours from me. So we went to that one, and we got VIP pictures. We got VIP, so this was walking up to the theater. You can see some of the other some people were dressed up. Some people were just in plain clothes, but like most people at the very least were wearing like a Sailor Moon t-shirt. There were people in full cosplay. There was a black lady, there was a Princess Serenity, there was tons of people who had just the wig, or their hairstyle was inspired by Sailor Moon, or they just had like an Usagi wig on and then like cute clothes. Almost everyone had some kind of Sailor Moon shirt or jacket or hat or something. Everybody came out with their Sailor Moon swag. It was just a theater full of Sailor Moon nerds, so it was fantastic. Yeah, they had Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon the Super Live on the marquee. It was the Palace Theater in Columbus. It was a beautiful day. It was a little chilly, but otherwise a beautiful day. You saw a Princess Neptune and a Princess Uranus. Oh my gosh, yes. I saw we were sitting a couple seats down from someone who did like a Michiru inspired look. I think I saw a Princess Venus. By the time we got there, it was already like insanely busy. There's inside the theater. All of these seats filled up. I think the only seats, only the seats in the very, very, very back were not filled. This was maybe half an hour before the show started. Everyone was outside in the merch line. Oh my God. The merch line, no joke, if you want merch, you need to get there like an hour and a half early, or you need to be the first one out of the theater. Y'all know me in merch. I bought 0 merch because I could not even see the merch table. There were so many people waiting for merch. We got there about half an hour early. I wanted to show up earlier, but we had some setbacks. And so we got there. The show started at 8. We got there around 7:30, and the merch line was wrapping. We went all the way back through the back of the theater, up the stairs, around like the like balcony and the upstairs. Like when we walked in, we saw people standing in line upstairs because there's this like big grand staircase when you go in, and like the merch line was wrapped all the way around. Like I can't imagine they got through that line before the show started. Like there's no way. We're just like, we could wait in this line, but we won't even get up there in time. We'll have to come find our seats, right? So we decided, you know, okay, well maybe we can get some afterwards. Willow, hi Willow, how you doing? Afternoon, Fran. Welcome. The Moonies were thirstier than you for merch. It was insane. You waited an hour for merch, Kirtana. Oh my God. Yeah, I really wish we would have gotten there earlier. And it was my, like I said, it was my intention to get there earlier. But we like I said, we had a couple setbacks, but that's okay. I went with my sister, and we lived our childhood dream of seeing a Sailor Moon musical live. We grew up watching SERAMYU together and singing all the songs and fangirling over all of the actresses and actors. We knew all their names. She was rattling off like actor and actress names that I didn't even remember. Like she was rattling off trivia that I had not thought about in 20 years. It was crazy. like we were so hardcore into Mew. So yeah, so it was the sister trip. It was the two of us. It was so wonderful to be there with her and to see it together. And poor thing, Red was so sick. She's been sick all week, and she was like not much better for this trip. I felt so bad. But when we were there at the theater, like the energy, the hype, the excitement was so intense that that like you would not have thought she was sick. It was like, you know, poor thing. But so she was such a trooper. Afterwards, jumping a little bit ahead to after the show, the merch line was still. I have a picture of the merch. I should say the merch mob after the show. And we definitely would have still been waiting an hour for merch after the show. And I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, not only is there like waiting in line for merch after the show, and I'm like, there's probably not even going to be much left by the time we get up there. But I knew that she was sick, and sweetheart that she is, she said, I will wait with you if you would like to wait for merch. She said, I said, it's going to be an hour. We would be standing here an hour. And she's like, I will stand here for an hour with you if you want merch. She was so sweet. But I was like, there's no way. You're sick. You need to rest, right? I know. She was so sweet. But I was just, I said no. I said no, it's not worth it. Not with you being sick. And, you know, I was tired. Like I said, I had a headache from smiling and screaming so much. I had literally had a headache by the end of the show. It was a good headache. It was a headache I was glad to have, but I was like exhausted from the energy of the show, all the energy that we gave off during the show. So I was like, no. We'll go back. It's fine. If I desperately need something, I can, you know, get it online or something or find a way, but you know, it's fine. Our trip together was the most precious merch of all. Yes. There was a staircase in the lobby before and after the show. The line ended up all the way up the stairs. Oh my gosh. Willow and Kirtana, who both said you saw it last night. You both said you waited an hour for the merch. Oh my gosh. Man. I mean, if I had gotten there an hour and a half early and I had nothing else to do, yeah, absolutely I'm waiting in the merch line, right? But yeah, no, unfortunately we got there late, so. But I shouldn't say I got zero merch. I shouldn't say, that's actually a lie. I didn't buy any merch at the merch table, but we had VIP tickets, which means we actually did get some merch that was included in our ticket price. So I actually did get merch. And my ticket. I got a lanyard. VIP merch. I got the VIP merch. So I guess I lied a little bit. I actually did get merch. I got the lanyard. Sailor Moon, the Super Live, the lanyard, and the VIP pass. This VIP card. So shiny. So shiny. So I got the VIP card, which meant not only did we sit super close to the stage and could see every facial expression on their adorable faces, but we got to meet them after the show. We got to have like a walk by, a very quick like high five and thank you with the 5 main senshi after the show, which was amazing. They were so adorable. So the VIP got us that and a poster. So I did get a poster because the VIP came with a poster. I haven't even opened this yet. I saw my sister. She opened it. Arya Zone! Hi, Arya. Thank you for following. Welcome. I met the Moon Princess. I did. I touched their gloved hands. Every one of them. They were so adorable. I got to say arigatou gozaimasu to Sailor Moon. The rest I just squeed thank you. But she said arigatou gozaimasu, and so I said it back. And she squeed. Put it in a map carrier to protect it. It held up very well. I'm just trying to get it out of here very gently. There we go. There we go. This way. There they are! I'm hanging this up. I'm hanging this up. Look at them cuties! Look at those cuties! They were all so good. They were all so good. The Sailor Moon was incredible. She was incredible. I mean, they were all amazing. But like, oh my god, I'm so glad we sat close because Sailor Moon's expressions, oh my god, she was so Usagi. She was like, her expressions were ridiculous. She's so good. She's such a good actress. And then pretty, definitely hanging that up. I should frame that. So we're safe. Here we go. We got the lanyard. Yay. I took my Sailor Moon bag that I got from Lexington Comic-Con when Wing and I went, and I did get a couple compliments on the bag. People were like, "Oh my god, that's such a cool bag!" Treasures! And then I technically got one more thing. I am so hot, I'm literally gonna have to change. It is like, I'm burning up in this shirt. I did technically get one more thing, which isn't technically merch, but it is a souvenir of the show, which is, hilarious. I got streamers. So towards the end of the show, they shoot off confetti cannons or streamer cannons on either side of the stage in like the first like 5 rows. And they fell right on us. Super Sailor streamers. And I got like one of every color. I just grabbed as many as fell on me. I picked up all of them. So I got the streamers that they shot out of the confetti cannon. Everybody was picking them up. Everybody in that first row was like picking them up off the floor. Like that's how hardcore Moonies are. They're like, we are saving the streamers. There was not a streamer left on the floor. Everybody took them. Yes, yes. So I got the actual streamers they shot out of the confetti cannon. Best way to keep the theater clean, that's right. That's right, then they don't have to clean any of them up because everybody took them. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was it. And that's it. There was even the little girl, there was a little girl sitting in front of us, and she even, like, turned around and asked us, like, do you have any extra streamers? And we were, like, gathering, like, some more from the floor for her that nobody had picked up yet. The bag I got from, Lexington Comic-Con. Unfortunately, I don't know the vendor name. I wish I had noted the vendor name, but I didn't, unfortunately. But yeah, they had a whole bunch of bags. Like that was one of the main things. So I don't know if it's something you can find online or like on Etsy. But yeah, isn't it gorgeous? I love it. If I ever see it again at a con, I will take note of the place selling it for sure. Sailor Moon would be proud of everyone being so helpful, right? Take that, merch table. I got streamers. That's right. This wasn't at the merch table. But yeah, so me and my sister went. This was before the show, and then we took the selfie, and then it was really cute. One of the ushers said, do you want me to take a picture of the two of you? Can I take a picture of the two of you? And we was like, yeah. And so he took a picture of us in front of the screen, because when you walk in, they already had that on the screen in my VIP once I was in my seat. Thank you, Aria. Yes, I wore a dress. I know I didn't wear like Sailor Moon clothes. I only had Sailor Moon shirts, and like a lot of them were black, and I didn't want to wear a black shirt to the theater, especially like this is a big fancy theater, right? And I just didn't feel right, even though people wore everything from jeans and a t-shirt to I mean, people were decked out in like ball gowns. Like it was like every range, anything you can think of that people were wearing. So I definitely would not have been out of place if I just had like my Sailor Moon shirt and jeans on, but I didn't want to. I wanted to wear a fancy dress to the theater. So that's why I wasn't didn't have like a Sailor Moon thing. I have pink hair. That's enough. That's enough. Anyway, so but yes, so once we got in our seats, this was like the pre-show, right? Like before the show starts, you have the lights and the just this with the galaxy background was like moving, and had Sailor Moon Super Live logo, which was super cool. So it was like just very like, oh my god, we're about to see this show, right? And so we were in this theater in particular had these 2 rows of just chairs And so those were the first 2 rows. I guess like what would be the orchestra pit. They just put 2 rows of chairs there. And then the actual theater seats, we were in the 2nd row of the actual theater seats. So we were in the 4th row, including the chairs. Technically, we were in the 2nd row. So we were close. We were very close. Made for blinding lights at points, because this show was very loud, very colorful, very, very like just things moving at all times. Because this, I was shocked, I didn't know this, but this screen was for way, way more than just displaying the subtitles. That's what I thought. I thought it was like just, okay, the subtitles are going to be on the screen. So it'll just be like a static background, and then the subtitles would be on the screen the whole time. This screen was like half the show. Like the entire time there was something happening on this screen. There was either the subtitles, there was the background, there was like moving, you know, if they were in the Dark Kingdom, then there was like, you know, like red and you know, creepy stuff going on in front of like, you know, the subtitles of what they were saying. When there was a song, it wasn't just like normal subtitles on the screen. There, like, it was like the subtitles were a show in itself. They were like cool fonts, and they were like showing up on the screen all cool, and like they made like a lyric video basically for like every song. At times it was actually a little hard to read. Because they were either moving so fast, or they were like, you know, coming on screen in like separate letters. Like it was very cool. I was pleasantly surprised at how dynamic and like how much work was put into everything that they displayed on the screen. And like it went with like, you know, if they you know, if Sailor Moon held up her moon wand and like, you know, or held up the crystal, the silver crystal, then like the, you know, hearts would come out of, it would look like it was coming out of that via the screen, or like, you know, flashing lights and stars and sparkles and like all this, like everything that screen was never static. And it just added to like the movement on the stage. It was like, at times it was so much because we were so close. And so we're like already like looking around the stage, right? Oh my God, it was so bright. It was a lot. It was almost sensory overload at times, but like in the best way, right? Because it was like, it's Sailor Moon. This is awesome. This is what Sailor Moon is. It's fun, right? Like every second of the show was fun. Even in the Grand Tier, it was so bright. It was just a bright show, and colorful and fast moving. And I can say, being up close, oh my God, their like wigs and costumes were immaculate. There was not a single hair out of place, a single thread out of place. There was not like I was looking for like, you know, the tiniest blemish on their costumes. I mean, it was so immaculate. Like, and even after doing a show every single night, like I'm sure they have multiple costumes, but like, oh my God, there was not the Shiteno. My sister said that she halfway through, she kind of like leaned over to me. She goes, it sucks like the generals aren't in here. And oh yeah, they aren't. No, it was just Beryl. And then the henchmen, there were five extras that would change and have different roles throughout the show. And so like Beryl, when during the Dark Kingdom scenes, Beryl did have like five like henchmen dancing around doing, oh my God, and they were incredible dancers. Oh my God, even they were like impressive. There was technically Luna. Luna showed up a couple times on the screen. She was like a silhouette on the screen. There was no Artemis, unfortunately. There was at the beginning Sailor V. They started it with Sailor V, which was odd. People lost it. People cheered so loud. They should have had a real cat, right? That Mew has done a lot of Mew's done just about everything. They've had people in actual like like humans in like a cat suit, like with their faces showing and cat ears. They've had that for Luna and Artemis. They've had puppets that someone comes out and does a puppet of Luna and Artemis. They've had it on the screen. They've had usually it's no Luna and Artemis. Usually they just leave those characters out. But here and there, occasionally in certain musicals, they'll have the character represented somehow. Sailor V does need to be a series. They've had a cat like from Cats as Luna and Artemis. That has been a thing. They've done everything. They've tried everything. Nothing has stuck for Luna and Artemis in SERAMYU. But yes, so for this one, there was no Artemis, but they did have Luna as a silhouette speaking on the screen a couple times. What else we got here? Oh, and so this jumps to the end of the show, because obviously you couldn't take videos or pictures during the show. But the last number, which was Moonlight Densetsu, they put on the screen. Here we go. You can now take photos and videos. And Sailor Moon actually said in English, she said, like, you can take photos and videos. She actually said it in English. Very, very, very little of it was in English. But she did say that in English, which was real. I think that was the only full sentence she said in English, which was adorable. And then they put that on the screen. It says tag and follow Sailor Moon the Super Live. She did for you too, yes. And then at the very, very end, the very last thing that's said on stage is thank you, and then the city that they're currently in. So for us, she says, thank you, Columbus. It was so cute. So those were the two English things. Besides, obviously, just like, songs will have, words or phrases in English. Oh my God, the Barrel songs. Barrel was fabulous. I don't have any pictures. Well, I have a video. I videoed the final song, which I'll show you. But, oh my God, I felt, I've never had such feelings as Barrel. Yes, Wing, exactly. Beryl was insane. She was so good. And her voice, oh my God. Like, there were certain characters that, because there's a lot of points in the show where they kind of, they will solo a certain character. So, like, they'll have a song, and then it'll be like, Senshi of Intelligence, Sailor Mercury. And then, like, it kind of like, and they put Sailor Mercury really big up on the screen. And so everybody cheers for Sailor Mercury, right? They did that multiple times throughout the show in like different songs and different scenarios. And in our theater, Jupiter was by far like the one cheered for the most, besides Sailor Moon, obviously. But like of the four Senshi, Jupiter was by far got the most screaming from the audience. Everybody freaking loves Sailor Jupiter. And she was fantastic. She was a fantastic actress, and she just looked like pure joy to be on stage. More than like anybody else. Like, she just like was overjoyed to be on the stage. And so everybody loved her. And did I get closer? Yeah, I got a little bit closer. They were so good. They were posing before they did the final song. It was so cute. And Tux also. Tux got the biggest. Every time Tux was on stage, I think it's both Tux and the actress that plays him is like super popular. So I think it was just cheering for her as well. She definitely got the most cheers as well. Your group loved Tux so much. Yes. That's what I asked Willow. I said, you need to tell me, like, who everybody cheered for the loudest. Like what characters got the biggest cheers besides Sailor Moon, obviously. Yeah, everybody loved Tux. Yes, it was definitely Tux and Jupiter for us. And as the night went on, the cheers only got louder for Beryl. The rest of the characters kind of stayed the same. But Beryl, like, everybody was just like, Beryl, like, was the one that, like, impressed everyone. Like, the actress, like, impressed everyone. She was incredible. And, like, Beryl's not even, like, one of my favorite characters. She's probably one of my least favorite villains. But holy crap, was she amazing. So definitely the cheers got louder for Beryl throughout the night. And then they performed Moonlight Densetsu. This picture is while I was taking video. So cute. And so you can see how they have the every time they did a song, it wasn't just like normal subtitles. Oh, and I forgot to mention at the beginning they play Moonlight Densetsu, and it opens with like this montage, this music video montage of the manga artwork. And like, it's so well done. I was shocked. Everybody was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And they start out with like showing the manga and like speech bubbles of the characters at the beginning. It like almost transitions from the manga to the live action. Cause like they only did the manga stuff at the very beginning. So it was almost like introducing you to the like origin of the series. And then like kind of transitioning it into the live action. It was so cool. That was such a surprise. I had no idea they were gonna do that. And it was so well done. It was so good. Like this wasn't just like some half-assed put together video. Like everything that was on that screen was like put together with such care and love. It was really cool. They did, yes. It was definitely based on the manga story. Venus with the sword, and everybody be getting run through with that sword. Oh my God, Evil Tuxedo Mask. Evil Tuxedo Mask had a song, and like, wow. Was amazing. This was afterwards. They put that back on the screen, and so we got some pictures. We had the VIP. So we got to meet the cast afterwards, and they just came out into like the theater, like after everybody, but like the first, I don't know how many rows, maybe the first 10 rows or so were VIP. So they told us to stay in our seats. And so they let the rest of the theater filter out. And then the 5 Senshi, I didn't get pictures because we weren't allowed to take pictures, but the 5 Senshi came out on one of the side rows of the theater. And they were behind a what do you call it? Like that seatbelt, the what do you call that? They were behind like the rope, so that you couldn't like, you know, they were kind of saying, you know, like don't glomp the actresses, please, right? Like keep your distance. But like, you know, we were right there in front of them. And everybody went down the line, and you could like high five them. And I was like high fiving them, but I couldn't help like wrapping my hand. Like I would do the high five, but then like would kind of grab on to them. I think for most of them I did that because it was just kind of natural to do that. Yeah, so I kind of like held hands with every single one of them. It was so cute. And it was just for a moment. It was a mental glomp, yes. Hi, Green Luther! It was an air glomp, yes. I want to glomp Mercury! And yeah, so it was so cute. They were just, I can't express how adorable they are. And they, even after this long show, they must be so tired. They just had the biggest, brightest smiles on their faces. Their makeup was done so beautifully. They were just glowing, like, oh my God, they looked like little princesses right out of the anime. Yeah, it's a respectful glump. So, and we just got to, I just screamed thank you at all of them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Moon actually said arigatou gozaimasu. So I said arigatou gozaimasu. I just said it back, and she's sweet. They were so cute. And then my sister was doing the same thing behind me. And when Jupiter was last in our lineup, and Jupiter's my sister's favorite. And she goes, she grabs her hand, and she goes, you're my favorite. And Jupiter was so happy. I don't know how much English they know, but like, I'm sure, you know, she understood. It was adorable. It was so cute. There you go. There was my full outfit. Me with my Sailor Moon bag and my dress. my shoes that I bought the day before because I didn't have any other shoes that would fit that dress. And that weren't heels. I have heels that match that dress, but we walked there. We walked like, I don't know, 6 blocks there, and I did not want to walk in heels or just exist in heels and be uncomfortable. So I found flats, and since they were new, they tore up the back of my ankles, and now I have open sores on the back of my ankles for going to St. Jude, which is great. But at least there I'll only be in tennis shoes, so. So pretty, thank you. It was a dream, Aria. It was so incredible. You would have done the same, Willow. Yes, yes. You know what's funny, Bean, is I probably would have bought VIP anyway. But at the time that I booked, which was like the day they went on sale in Columbus, which was a late ad anyway, but they still went on sale like before, like I think it was the last day of February. Like all of the theaters were supposed to open tickets to the show, but it was like the day before. I saw someone post, I got my tickets for Columbus, and I was like, they weren't supposed to go on sale till tomorrow. What are you talking about? And so I went to the website as fast as I could, and saw that only VIP tickets were on sale. And I had no idea if it was like, did the rest of the theater sell out already and only the expensive seats were left? Like, I didn't know what was going on. And like in my head, I was like, worst case scenario, if I don't buy them right this second, everything's going to be sold out and I don't get to see the show, right? Because I had no clue how fast the show was going to sell out. Is it going to be one of those, like, if you don't get to it in 15 minutes, it's sold out, right? I had no idea. So I just like panic bought. I panic bought 2 VIP tickets the second I saw it. I'm really glad. I'm really glad. We were really close, but that was a really good thing. Because it was amazing to see everything up close. It was overwhelming at times, but it was good. My sister, like I said, poor thing was so sick, but she was just like, she's like, you don't go to a Sailor Moon musical for the first time ever, a 20-year dream of ours, and not scream at the top of your lungs, right? Like, scream and sing and cheer. And she's like, you don't go there and not do that, right? So she pushed through being sick and was just, you would not have known she was sick when she was there. Afterwards, yeah, when we got back to the B&B, it was like, I'm dying, right? But while we were there, she was just so freaking happy, and it just filled my entire heart. Hi, Kyler. Yeah, I'll have to, Wing. It's not too bad, but they, you know, they're there. You have VIP for the New York City show on the 26th. Azira, is that the finale? Because there's 2 in New York City to end it, right? Is that the finale? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. No, her pictures do not show that she was not feeling well at all. She gave me her streamer. She had a bunch of streamers. It was funny, before we left, she gave me her streamers. She's like, I like the streamers, they're awesome, but it's not something that like I'm going to keep in my special box. So she's like, here, you take my streamers. So that's why I got all the streamers. Going to the 7 p.m. showing. I think that might be the finale, Azira. Because there's one showing a night, I think. And I think there's 2 nights in New York to end it. Here was the entrance to the theater. This was after the show. So this was the merch line. Or I should say the merch mob after the show. This was the merch mob after the show. And I was like, we're going to be here for an hour, and there might not even be anything left by the time we get up there, right? And my sister was so sweet, because she knows how much I love merch, and she was so excited to be there. That's how it was for Final Fantasy II. Oh my god. And so she was so sweet. She's like, do you want to wait in the line? And I was like, we're going to be here an hour. And she's like, if you want to wait, I will wait an hour with you. She was like, just, I will wait with you, whatever you want to do. And it was just like so sweet. But I knew that she was not feeling good. And And so I, you know, and you know, I was like, there might not even be anything left by the time we get up there. So I was just like, no, it's okay. She's like, are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? She knows how much I love my merch. And I said, I'm sure. Let's just go back and relax. And you know, we got our VIP stuff. We got our poster and our you know, lanyard and our streamers and stuff. So like, you know, those are good mementos of the show. But she was so sweet. Holy merch mob. No, unfortunately, no VIP merch privileges. Yeah, I wish there was like, you know, VIPs would have been able to go to the front of the line or something, but no, we got our free merch. That table we just walked right up to get our poster and our lanyard. But the regular merch table they had t-shirts and bags and I think someone said they had a jacket and cards. They had a bunch of stuff. So I would have loved to give them a whole bunch of money, but I couldn't. I was not going to wait in that line. So my suggestion, if you go and you want merch, get there early. As early as you possibly can. A lot of times the theater will open up like an hour and a half before the show. Get there an hour and a half before the show if you want merch, is my suggestion. Yes, write it down, Spec. Get there the day before. Camp out in a tent. And they had a little sticker. I should have taken the decals. They had little decals on the mirror. You can see me. It was cute. That was after. That was the last picture I took. Did they have a cast meet and greet thing you could buy? That was the VIP. That's what I did that. Yeah. Everyone who bought a VIP ticket, which was like the first 10 rows of the theater, got the meet and greet after the show. So that was super memorable. Your Sailor Moon branded tents, that's right. Ooh, the streamers will look good hanging from the sides of the display case in the back. Yes, especially because I have all 5 colors of all the Senshi. It's perfect. So then I got the video. We were allowed to record the last song, which was Moonlight Densetsu. Oh, shout out to, do you all remember our Peach HP Minecraft from a long time ago? If anybody's been here for a long time in the community, you might remember HP Minecraft. I met them. They recognized me. They haven't been here in a long time. But they recognized me and came up to me and we got a selfie together. I won't show it, cause we took a selfie, but I didn't ask permission to actually like share it. But I was, oh my God, you remember Talus? They were there. They came up to me after the show and said, are you AuroraPeachy? And I was like, oh my God, yes. And they introduced themselves and I was like, it's so nice. So that was super cool. I had a singular, like, I got recognized. Is it truly in the wild if it's at a Sailor Moon concert? Bookworm Blue, long time I haven't heard that name. Yeah. So that was amazing. They were so nice. They were so freaking nice. So yeah, we were super close. I'm sorry. That was way louder. That was only like half volume too. Holy heck. Okay, I'm gonna turn it way, way, way down and we'll see where the volume should be here. That's okay. That's as low. How loud is that? Okay. This was it. This is where we were sitting. We were so close. I can't describe the like energy and hype in the theater was insane. Turn it up! There, they ended. This was the last song. They ended with Moonlight Densetsu. And sorry, you're gonna hear me sing, or my sister. I don't know. It's probably me. But the whole theater was singing. Everybody knew the theme song in Japanese. It was so hype. Everything was clean. Everything was sharp. Everything was like, oh my god, perfection. There was not a single move out of place. Everybody was screaming the entire time. Dallas, she did not make fun of me for my singing. Plus, this is after an hour and a half of screaming, so my throat was shot. Everybody's throats were shot. They were so cute. Oh, I forgot, they came down into the audience. Tux back there. No, Tux walked through the audience too. He comes back around. Beryl was amazing. It was so fun. It was just pure fun. Beryl singing Moonlight Densetsu. Oh my god, Usagi's wig is incredible. It was so fun. I can't describe the energy in the theater. Tux is so pretty. And then they shout out, that's when they shut off the streamers. It was so cute. It was so good. It was just the best. It was the best. It was the best. I can't, like, it was just the dream come true. It really was. How does the song go? You just heard it. It was fun, magical. Like I said, my jaw hurt from smiling. The entire show was like that. And for my Sailor Moon musical fans, for my Sailor Mew fans, big spoiler, they did perform La Soldier. La Soldier is like the Sailor Moon song. It's the one that they never fail to perform, no matter how many times they change the cast or change the songs. They always perform La Soldier. They don't even always perform Moonlight Densetsu, but they always perform La Soldier. It is the musical song. And so they did perform La Soldier, and my sister and I sang along. We danced along to the whole thing, even though the moves were a little bit different. There's like a classic La Soldier dance, especially from like the first couple stages. My sister and I were like doing it in our seats. So, and I said, I'm like, I will freak out if they do La Soldier, and they did. I was so happy. How does that go? Let's go. Thank you guys. I had so much fun. It was so incredibly fun. It was a dream come true. And, I hope and I pray that, they do more, because if I get to see the Outer Senshi live, I will lose my shit. I did not cry, which was surprising. I got teary-eyed a couple times during the show. I did get teary-eyed a couple times, just with the whole experience. but I didn't cry. But I think it's because I was too busy smiling. I was too busy smiling and screaming and shouting and cheering and like the whole time. Like the whole time, like there was always something to cheer for or smile about or awe at. Or like it was just a solid hour and a half of just that. I mean, not the singing, because there was a lot of spoken dialogue with the story, but like the hype, the energy, the emotion, like the entire show was that powerful. Your phone was dying, so you had to be conservative with the video. I love you got like the perfect little like end of the song, Willow. It was the perfect little section of video there. I loved watching that. I watched it a couple times. Hey, Fog, what's up? Welcome. No thoughts, only pure joy. It really was. Like, I didn't have time to cry. I was smiling so much, I forgot to cry. It was incredible. So, anybody who's already seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody who has yet to see it, you're absolutely gonna love it. Just go and have fun, because it's just pure fun. They did Lost Soldier, Eric. Yep, they did Lost Soldier. They didn't do any other classic Mew songs. There were songs that I've heard in recent shows. I haven't seen every Mew performance of this current era, so I can't tell you how many were repeats and if any were brand new for this show. I couldn't tell you. But like classic Mew, the only song they did from classic Mew was Lost Soldier. They did start and end with Moonlight Densetsu. So, but otherwise it was like the current era of Mew songs, but they were all incredible. They were amazing. Oh my God, Beryl had this like funky number. Like, do y'all know who have seen it? Know what I'm talking about? Like it was at some point where Beryl was like, she was grooving about, I think it was when she first had corrupted Tuxedo Mask and had evil Tuxedo Mask. And she was singing about like, yeah, finally got him and he's mine. And like, it was like this really like groovy song. It was like, wow. And I swear the further into the show they got, I swear they cranked up the bass. Like towards the end of the show, like my chest was like reverberating. The bass was so high. And I loved, again, for anybody who's seen it, like after the main show was, after the story was over, you had the 5 backup dancers came out and they like did this super high energy, like almost techno song that then they were like pumping up the crowd. Like, don't let your energy die, right? Like everybody backstage was like kind of taking their rest. They came out and they like their energy was so insanely high. And this song was, it didn't even almost sound like Mew. Like it didn't quite sound like it was like fit in with the rest of the Sailor Moon songs, but it was like just purely to get your blood pumping. And it was amazing. It worked. It worked. They were incredible. They were having so much fun. The whole cast was female performers, yes. Mew started when Sailor Moon started in like 93. And it has gone on every single year, sometimes multiple performances a year in Japan ever since 1993. With the exception of a couple years in the middle. I don't know what year exactly. I want to say somewhere around like 2004-ish. They did take a hiatus for a couple years and there was no Mew and everyone just kind of assumed, okay, Mew's over. And then they came back with like a whole new vibe, like with more of this vibe. There's definitely a different vibe of like the new Mew versus the old classic Mew. This one's a little bit more of a modern feel. When they revived it, when it came back, they ever since have done only female an all-female cast, even for the male characters. In old Mew, there's certain characters that were always were only played by men, including Tuxedo Mask. Tuxedo Mask was always a guy. a male performer, and then random other characters, whether it was a character made just from you, a villain. It kind of was, it differed, it varied by musical. But it was very common even back then for male villains, especially, to be played by females. That was very common, but it wasn't an all-female cast. But ever since they revived it after the hiatus, it has been only female ever since for every single role, which is really cool. The DJ Fly, I think DJ Fly, yeah, that was always played by a guy. Yeah, certain roles, certain characters were always played by men. I think it just depended. I think it just depended on who got the role, you know, who auditioned and who got the role. DJ Fly, that was first stage. Yeah, that was Anza era. My eyes were out of tears. All my tears were soaked up by joy. This is where I'm a nerd, and I mentioned that the actress who played Naru in PGSM played Ami in classic Sailor Moon. Oh yeah, I remember that now. That's right, I had forgotten that piece of trivia. That's awesome. It is appropriate for being a female-driven show. I'm actually surprised it took them so long to switch to an all-female cast. There did seem to be more and more over the years. Like by the time they got to I think the Dark Moon, Dark Kingdom, the Black Moon Clan, that's their name, from the second season. I think they were always played by females, like Demando and Rubius and Sapphire have always been female. Amazon Trio, no, the original Amazon Trio, I think Tiger's Eye was a guy, but then the other two, Hawkeye and Fisheye, were both female. Hawkeye was Hikari Ono, which I actually forgot until my sister reminded me, because she was the biggest Hikari stan. And yeah, Hikari's who went on to play a ton of characters and was one of the best actresses in the show. Started out as Hawkeye, and then she was Sailor Star Maker, and then she was a ton of other big roles, either side characters or villains. She played a lot of stuff. Yeah, Yuta was Tux for the entire first. It was Yuta and Anza. They were Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask for the entire first stage. All while the anime was running, for like those 5 or 6 years. And the anime and the manga were coming out over 5 years, and those two played Usagi and Mamoru for the stage musicals for those 5 years, and then at the end of that stage, after they did the Stars musical, they kind of made all of the cast retire. Some of them had been been in their roles the entire time, and then some others had switched actresses over the years. But there was a point there where they just said, we're getting an all-new cast, at least for the Senshi. Some did stay, some of the side and villain characters, those actresses and actors some of them stayed and were in other roles. Actually, Tux stayed and was then Dracula in the Dracula arc. Sailor Mew had a Dracula arc, and he came back. He went from Tux to Dracula. It was amazing. So they could come back in other roles. None of the Senshi did, that I recall, but Tux did, and then a bunch of the background people did, like Hikari Ono. But everybody else, all of the Senshi they replaced after that. And then that's when they started going into original stories. Kaguya Island and the Dracula arc and Transylvania stuff, and then they started doing the seasons over again. They did Sailor Moon R, because they had actually never did Sailor Moon R in the first bunch of shows. For whatever reason, they skipped over it. There was a Dracula arc. Yes, there was 3 Dracula musicals, 4 technically, but one was like a revision of the first one, because they did that a lot. They'll do a musical, and then they'll do a revision of it. It'll be mostly the same story, but they'll change some things. That was very common. This shows Tux played Jury in the Utena musicals. Ah, yeah, she's very popular. I think that's one of the reasons that she got tons of cheers, was that like that actress is just very popular. And she was amazing. She was incredible as Tux, and you could tell that she was a seasoned actress. She just had this like confidence about her. Here, she walked right in front of us. Where was she? Her, yeah. She, you could just tell she had this like sophisticated professional air about her the entire time. Riona, that's her name. I like this Tux. She was Hawkeye and Star Maker in the latest revivals. Oh my god, so she's like going through, except for Tux, she's going through like Hikari's. She is very Hikari. We actually said, my sister and I, in Mew, our favorite actresses were Hikari Ono and Nao Takagi. And we said that she was very much, her vibe and her mannerisms, her expressions, her everything was very much like a combination of those two actresses. So yeah, she is incredible. So it was amazing. It was so fun. Oh, and the audience was like just barely more women than men. I was very, very pleasantly surprised at how many men were in the audience. Like, I would say it was probably 60% women, maybe 60 to 70% women. And, yeah, and, like, it was exactly, there were a couple, like, guys who said, like, yeah, I've never seen Sailor Moon, I'm just here because my girlfriend wants to see it, right? There were a couple of those, but, like, mostly you could tell that it was just guys who genuinely love Sailor Moon. And it was so refreshing to see. It was so amazing to see. Chill as heck for just chatting. Hey, Starman, is because Sailor Moon is considered a toku show. I don't know what a toku show is. I like Naotakagi. You had no idea. I know. If you didn't realize that I was obsessed with Naotakagi. It was the best. It was the best. Oh, Eric, you would not be out of place. Those who have seen it, I don't know if it was I'm sure it was very similar at your theaters. But no, you would not have been out of place in the slightest, as a guy going to see it. Not in the slightest. There were so many guys there. And everyone was just, everyone was just there for the love of Sailor Moon, and it was just so fun. No, I would absolutely recommend it. It's just pure fun. I will. It is very bright. It is a very bright, fast-moving show. There's some flashing lights, so just be aware. We were sitting, as you can see, very, very close, and it was overwhelming at times. It was like, there were times where the light was shining literally directly in our eyes, and we were like, oh my god. Like, there were a couple times. And there's times where, like, there's these light sticks that they, like, carry around, and was one point where they put the light sticks, like, at the front of the stage, and we were like, oh my god, like, they were really bright. They did this oh my god, they had these little lights, these LED lights that they, like, swing around, and, like, as it moves, it, like, makes an image, right? I don't know if that's called a certain something. But at one point, all 5 of the Senshi had those, and they were, like, spinning them around, right? And so, like, the image in lights was around them, and it kept changing. So it would change from, like, their element to their symbol, in their color. Like, that was so cool. It was so cool. Everyone was like screaming for that. It was a really, really neat effect. If I win, I'd wear Mamo-chan's crappy green blazer. Yes! Yes! You must. Anime reboot with barrels, hilarious and camp and has musical numbers. Oh my god. I can't express how incredible Barrel was. I want to go see this again so bad. I want to go see it again so bad. So I am praying that this was a very financially successful tour, which, let's be honest, that's what it comes down to. Was this financially successful? I can't imagine it wasn't. So I am hoping and praying that they do this more. If I am able to get there to see it, I will go see it because it was an incredible experience. So much fun. You guys cosplayed as Artemis and Diana? Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Ah, Ren, thank you. Our St. Jude fundraising page is up. Our St. Jude fundraising page is up. We will definitely start, I mean, fundraising officially starts in May, but we will definitely we're raising money right now, and we're none of the incentives or rewards or anything are up there yet. So if you wanted any of that stuff, if you wanted to wait to get perlers, my mom, you guys, is going crazy making perlers. We are gonna have so many perlers. We're gonna have some new ones. We're gonna have some new designs. This year for the perlers. My mom is having so much fun making perlers for y'all. She's so cute. She'll like text me with questions and should I use this color? And next up is a Kingdom Hearts concert, right? Kingdom Hearts concert I will fly across the country for. Yo, that's what we want, Wing. Thank you. Yes. Oh my gosh. Kingdom Hearts concert, please. I will fly to California, which is where it'll probably be. No, didn't last time they did it in the US? Didn't they do, there was one in Texas too. Was it, did they do an East Coast one? I don't remember. I think they did multiple cities though. Oh, it was a whole tour. Okay. I love the geek getting a hand-shaped heart with Sailor Moon. Right? Yes. It'll happen whenever KH4 comes out. Which is not never. Yeah. Yeah, I probably will. Square Enix is all about doing those musical tours. The orchestra tours, so. The question is it going to come to the US? Because the last one that they had was in Japan only. That's the thing. They did have one a couple years ago, but it was only in Japan. So we need another worldwide tour, is the thing. Oh, the first tour was before KH3. Ah, so we could possibly get one before KH4. That would be amazing. It's possible. We don't. Anything's possible. I will cry. Oh my god. I got to see Lindsay Sterling live. Your mom and you got a VIP, and you sat close front of the stage. She had her sunglasses on. The lights were so intense. Yeah, when you sit super close, the lights are a lot. They're a lot. The headache that I had towards the end was definitely partially from the lights. The lights and smiling and screaming. But 10 out of 10 do want to get Sailor Moon headache again. She's so cute. They're all so cute. I love all of them like doing the like you know, high-fiving and interacting with the crowd, and then Tux is just like waving. They were all very in character, which was really cute. Like the most reserved one was Mars. Mars was like she had a very serious air about her. Mercury had a very shy air about her. Jupiter was very bubbly. As of I think Jupiter might have been more bubbly than Minako, except when Minako had like lines. Venus. Tux wasn't doing anything as he should, right? I just loved everybody singing along to the songs that they knew, especially Moonlight Densetsu. People were definitely singing along to Lost Soldier too. Like, there were musical fans. People knew Lost Soldier. Moon was so expressive. Oh my gosh, she's so adorable. So adorable. So there is my story. There is my adventure. Thank you for listening to my adventures. I love, oh my god. Every time I go see a musical or any stage show, it just reminds me how much I love them and how I want to go more. It just makes me want to go see more stage shows. Because, like, I've never been to one and, like, they're incredible. It's a whole different, like, beautiful form of entertainment. It is. I know your mom said, I know we were close, but I didn't think we were going to be that close. I can't remember the exact words. My sister said that I didn't tell my sister where we were sitting. And when the usher was taking us up to the front, she was just like, oh, we're still going. Oh, we're still going. Okay, wow. She's like, we're really close. Ah, Jartrana, you're welcome. Thank you for letting me share and relive the experience. It was such a magical night. And it was like we were on a time crunch. Like we left at like 2:30 and you know, drove a couple hours there, checked into our B&B, you know, we were struggling to find somewhere to eat because like there was apparently like 5 different events going on there like that weekend, so like everywhere was like reservation only. We ended up just getting pizza. We wanted to like go somewhere nice and get a really nice dinner and sit down, but like everywhere was packed and reservation only. And we had no time. It was like, we need to eat now and get to the theater. So that was the only thing, was that like we were on a very, very harsh time crunch. But it all worked out, except for not getting merch. It all worked out otherwise. But we ordered pizza and then had to wait like half an hour for our pizza. And then we had to like eat it real quick and then go get ready and go to the theater. But it was very yummy. Pizza and wings. We got pizza and wings, it was very good. But yeah, I the only thing is I wish that we would have had a little bit more time so that we could have been a little bit more relaxed. It was a very quick fire night. It wasn't even a weekend. It was just a night. So everything was. I ate wings. I did. They were hot wings. Pizza and wings. The merch line was so crazy, Queen, that I didn't get any. I only got my VIP merch. I got a poster, my VIP lanyard, and badge, and the streamers that fell on me because I paid $150 a seat. So I got the merch that you can't buy. But yeah, no, the merch line was insane. So if you're going to the show and you want merch, get there as early as you possibly can. This was the merch line after the show was over. And that's after we waited for like, I don't know, 20 minutes because we had to sit in the theater and wait like 20 minutes for the cast to come out so we could do our meet and greet. So that was after that. So there had already been like 20 or 30 minutes of people going through the line. And this was literally like out the front door. People were like on the street, literally on the sidewalk outside waiting for merch. And I was like, there's not even going to be anything left by the time we get up there. So it was insane. Moonies are insane for their merch. So yeah, I just said, as badly as I want the merch, it is not worth it. Yeah, I love the stuff you got, Willow. You got the tote bag, tour shirt, magnet, and cards of Sailor Moon and Jupiter. That was awesome. I'm so glad you got some stuff. I didn't hear what Kirtana got. Kirtana said she got some merch too. Was able to get out of the... If you can get out of the theater fast at the end too. Yes. We got screwed by the VIP. Granted, again, can't buy a high five with the cast at the merch table. So, I'm fine with that. But yeah, that was the other thing. If you can get out, you got out of you got out of the theater fast, and it still took you an hour. Oh my God. Insane. Merch was open before, yes, before and after the show. Aww, I'm so glad, Metroid. How many cosplayers? There were a couple cosplayers. Everybody had Sailor Moon something on. Shirts or hats or jackets or dresses or shoes or, their hairstyle inspired by Sailor Moon, hair in buns and pigtails. Or just the color scheme of their favorite character. Like everybody had something. It was really cool. But there were a couple full cosplays. We had a full Black Lady. She was head to toe Black Lady cosplay. There were Princess Serenities. I think there was a Princess Venus. There were I think those were the cosplays that I saw. Usagi's, if you want to count just somebody with like a Sailor Moon wig, but then just like a normal like cute pink outfit on. Yeah, but there were a handful of full cosplays that I saw. There were people in Fuku's. Oh no, I did see like a Sailor Mars and a Sailor Venus. There were some Sailor Moons, now that I think about it. So there were some full cosplays too. You're going this weekend, Queen! Have fun! I know, I'm messing everybody up by streaming on a Monday, right? Oh my gosh. I'm tired. But yeah, I probably should go because after all this excitement, now I am leaving tomorrow morning for St. Jude, the St. Jude Play Live Summit. And I will be there until Friday. And then I am planning to do a stream on Saturday talking all about the St. Jude Play Live Summit. Time to repack. I know, now I gotta pack a suitcase, which I haven't started yet, and I gotta do some laundry. So everything's happening right in a row here. I gotta finish trimming down my VODs to 100 hours. I need to make sure all the videos that are going up on the second YouTube channel are oh, Ren, you just put it in chat, thank you so much. I gotta make sure those are all the ones that are going out while I'm gone are all ready to go with their descriptions and everything. I have a lot to do. I still have a lot to do tonight. So thank you all so much for being here and for reliving the experience with me. We will do this exact same thing when I get back from St. Jude on Saturday. So, and of course, while I'm there, I will be sharing pictures and stuff in the Discord. So if you're in the Discord, you can, I'll be putting some pictures from the St. Jude Summit there so you guys can see, and we can touch base while I'm gone. And I hope you all have a wonderful week, and take care of yourselves, okay? Something to read for the plane. There you go. Yeah, I will bring my Kindle for sure. Lots of breaks and hydrate. We have a lot of breaks while you prepare to travel. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I will. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Aw, Peachy, you saved my evening. I'm too tired for dancing, but absolutely vibing listening to your stories. Thank you, Aria. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Oh, wait. I didn't read what Willow said. There was a lot of Sailor Moons and some Mikus. There was Mikus at your show. Oh my gosh. Group of 4 I mentioned with Moon, Chibi, Uranus, and Neptune. I didn't see any outer senshi. I saw some inspired. Like we were sitting next to someone who was Michiru inspired, but it wasn't like a Neptune cosplay. Oh my gosh. That's why we need another show with the outer senshi. All right, my beautiful peaches. I will see you on Saturday. I'll miss you, but I'll talk to you in Discord, and have a wonderful week, and take care of yourselves, and yeah, take care, and I love your faces. Thank you so much for today. Take care, everybody. Bye. I love you. Bye. Take care.